Hi, this is Trish with Decant Designs, and today we're going to be making this purse. This is a beginner-friendly project. It only takes about 40 minutes, and it's fun to make. Let's sew. We have everything we need to start putting the purse together: the straps, the lining, a pocket, the trim accent for the outside, the top of the purse, the bottom of the purse, and of course the name tag. Let's get sewing this together. First thing we'll do for the purse is have your foam. For your bottom fabric, there's going to be a top and a bottom fabric for the purse. So this will be cut into two 6-inch by 12-inch pieces, but I'm going to quilt it on this foam first. So we'll do that right now. I've marked a line with a friction pen every inch, and I'm going to use this thread because I want the thread to show up as the quilting. Here are the two quilted pieces. So I did cut them 6 inches by 12.5 because if it's bigger, which it will be, we'll trim it. For the accent strips, you'll just fold them in half and press. What we'll do now is take the accent strip and put it on the bottom panel and sew it right along the top with raw edges together, and then I do a top stitch right here. And now for the top stitches. Now I'll sew the label on. Now I'll just trim the little bit of accent that's over. Now for the straps, you'll measure 3 inches over. The strap is right side down, and it'll go past the top, the raw edge, by 1 inch. Clip it on. I also pin down here just to make sure it stays straight. Again, 3 inches in. Make sure your strap is not twisted. Next, we'll lay the top of the purse. Make sure if you have directional fabric, it's going the way you want it. Right sides together. Clip it or pin it. We will sew along the top with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Now for the other panel. Move the straps towards the top. Gently press. Next, I just put on for the top part a piece of fusible fleece. Next, I have the folded fabric for the lining, and I don't cut it out ahead of time. I cut it to match what we've done here in case anything needs to be trimmed, and we know this needs to be trimmed. So that's what I'll do next. So I have the 2 panels and the 2 lining, and I'm going to mark a 2-inch square for the corner. And then we'll cut it. I made 1 pocket for this purse, but you can make 1 for each lining if you choose to. So I already made the pocket, now we're going to sew it on. I just marked a line in the center and the center of this. Next, we'll lay the lining piece on the top and clip it. We'll sew a 1/4 inch seam along each of the tops. I'm going to go ahead and press the tops. So you'll place right sides together, the panels and the lining together, and make sure the seams are lined up, especially this one with the trim. We're going to sew. I start at the seam and I sew to here. I start at this seam and I sew to here in the bottom. And then we'll sew the rest of it, except leave this open so that we have turning space. You'll just sew this a couple of inches on each side to leave room in the center to turn. So I make sure the seam matches exactly with the trim, and that's where I start sewing. Now I'll sew down each side. Sorry, the dogs are barking at a school bus, I think. Now tuck the straps up inside to sew the bottom. Now we'll sew just a little bit on each end of the bottom so that we'll be able to fold our corners to make them square. Next, you'll take the corners, flatten them, and sew along here. Now turn it right side out. Now what we'll do is fold the bottom of the lining in and press it. Now sew the lining shut. Now put the lining into the purse. And you can either leave some trim showing or you can put it all the way in. It's really up to you. So I'm going to do that and I'm going to press it. I think it looks cute like this. It matches this. So I left it like this and pressed it. And now I'm going to sew right along the edge of it.